Join the team.
Hey team, this is McGuire Review, and we're going to do something kind of fun today that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the new D&D sculpts from Iron Studios that they have just come out with. These are pretty sweet. This is the only one that I have that I purchased. I did not get the entire set. We're going to talk about what these have to offer here in a minute. But just to give everybody some background, this is the sculpts that have been created off of the original, and I do have the DVD here, off the original Dungeons & Dragons animated series. I have the beginnings here, which includes the 9 episodes they did for this series. It's pretty cool. It was done in the 80s. I believe 80. It's got 84 and 86 here, and then it looks like they created this DVD in 2009. Based on that series, they then created, Iron Studios did, a version of each one of the main characters as well as the DM, and I got the DM only because I thought that was, you know, I also DM for D&D games, so I don't know, that's the one that jumped out to me. I thought was the coolest little figure. And what I'll say before we open it up is, I think they did a nice job with the packaging as well. It's very straightforward. It's very, I would say, kind of simple, but it fits right thematically with the theme they're trying to go with, sort of that mid-80s D&D feel. It's just got the classic red box with the Dungeons & Dragons. And what is cool here is this is a diorama if you want to get all the pieces to the set. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces if you want to complete the entire set, and it's each one of the characters plus the DM, and they all will go together into one set there, which is pretty cool. I also like how they did the visuals on the box. It's definitely a dimmer, fuzzier picture like you would see if this picture was taken in like the 80s with a regular camera. It's not a super high-res, bright, sharp image. So just everything about the box I think they did really well as far as how it's themed. So let's get into it. Again, Iron Studios makes this kit, and we are going to take a look at, or this set, we're going to take a look at what we've got in the box. We'll set the box right here off to the side. Okay, so here they do have their logo kind of engraved in the styrofoam piece here. It's kind of cool. Don't always see that. We'll get it open. And it did have some tape. I did go ahead and kind of pre-slice that tape off just to take an early quick look here before I get it in the case and get it displayed. So the first thing that jumped out to me was they do have it packaged very nicely. Not only is it in a thick piece of styrofoam, they've got some extra pieces of foam that are padding, you know, various areas of the sculpt. We'll get the sculpt out here, and it really is fantastic. I love how the sculpt looks, the detail, the paint job is amazing. The face, the lips, the eyes, everything is just really, really tight, really well done. I love the color. It's just, it absolutely is perfect, and it really does remind me and bring back exactly the way that these sculpts looked in the 1980s D&D animated series. So we're going to set that right there. Bear's going to hit it with the miniature cam here in a second and get some nice close-up work. Now again, each one of these pieces does come with a bottom, and if you do get all 8 pieces in the set, then it will form one large diorama. As you can see there on that back of the box, that back picture, that will have them all kind of fitting together, which is really cool. Okay, so let's get this. We'll put this right down here out of our way, and we'll get him mounted on this piece. So we'll go ahead and set him right here on the piece, and there is a peg. It's kind of a 2-size peg. You've got the longer peg and then a square, and that does fit right into the spot here in one way, so it goes right on, and it does sit right in. And you can see there that it does have a little bit of grab, but it's not where you could just grab this and pick it up and carry it around. That bottom piece may then fall off. So if you do want to ensure that that does stay together as one solid piece at all times, you're going to probably want to hit that with some super glue in there, or some hot glue, however you want to do that. I would use super glue to really super glue that in on that piece. Because otherwise, I mean, he wouldn't be able to stand up without it because he's got that peg, unless you wanted to do something custom and slice that off and create sort of your own setup. I don't know why you'd want to do that. So here's the final piece on the base, and you can see how cool that looks, kind of sitting on that rock dungeon floor base. I'm going to take him off just so he doesn't accidentally fall. I will say the only thing that's probably delicate on this piece are these little flecks, these little pieces that shoot off with his hair. Those are sort of separate individual pieces. They're not connected to the cloak at all, so they do come off of the ear and the head there, and they are kind of just hanging. So you could grab those and pull and potentially crack them off. So you do want to be careful sort of with these pieces on his head. Everything else is as solid as it gets. It's not going to break or crack off unless possibly you dropped it. I don't even think it would break if you dropped it on carpet, but if you dropped it on a harder surface, you might get some chips and some breaks. It's just something to kind of watch for and be careful with. It's the only part of this piece that is a little delicate. On the bottom, you're going to find just some logos. You got the D&D, Dungeons & Dragons logo. You have the Dungeon Master, which is what this sculpt is. And then it is here, the art scale is 1/10 scale. And then Iron Studios is who's on doing the sculpting on this one. Really awesome. I purchased mine. I actually pre-ordered this piece and got it through. It has been out for a little bit. I've had this for just a little bit. So the video is a little late as far as it just coming out. I did pre-order mine through Sideshow. That's where I got it. They do have all the pieces. And I'll just have to see. I mean, maybe I will build out the entire diorama over time and get some of the other pieces. I don't know. I'll have to see. I do like all of the pieces, don't get me wrong. But again, each one of the pieces, I mean, after you add up the whole set, it's going to get probably pretty close to $1,000 to have the whole set, where I believe this was $64, if I remember correctly, for just this one piece. And I just thought, you know what? This really captures it for me and is by far my favorite piece from the set. Absolutely amazing job, Iron Studios. Very, very cool. All right, we're going to get it in the case, and with that, hit that like, hit the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time, Bear. Let's roll!